First in-person WEEI Afternoons interview of the year. You have a smile on your face, which I love. We've dealt with other coaches that you lose 2 in a row, and the coach might not be smiling at you.
And we play 162, so.
That's right.
There we go.
So I'm not one to make excuses, but I'm going to make some excuses right off the bat. How hard was it to play the sport of baseball last night? Because it looked like it was hard to pitch, well, for your team anyway, hard to field, hard to hit. What were those conditions like?
Yeah, they were very tough. I was out there doing batting practice, and it felt cold. And actually, I made two visits to the mound, and it was a lot different from the dugout. It was very windy, and it was tough. Tough to move, tough to throw. But we played the game. It sucked that we lost, but we got to be ready for tonight.
So Garrett said after the game, so that's 3 starts on the season, 1-1. Hasn't had a bad outing per se yet, but he said after the game that he doesn't feel like he's had his good stuff yet. So what do you think it's going to take for him to really get going and get to that next level that you've seen and we all know that he can get to?
I think it takes time, to be honest with you. I coached a lefty in 2018 that we all know, right? And Chris, it will take him probably around May 5th. I always joke around Cinco de Mayo. He'll take off. I think his stuff is really good. We're getting to know him. Probably not the swing and miss stuff that we're used to it, but he faced 2 out of the 3 teams. They put the ball in play, the Rangers and the Jays. They don't strike out. There were some at bats yesterday. Vladdy, for example, a lot of foul balls, and that's part of it. But at the end of the day, if you look at the line, it was 6 innings, 1 earned run, gave us a chance to win. We didn't play good defense behind him towards the end, but so far so good, man. The guy's a true ace.
Alex, I used to play for an old ball coach that would say the first 4 games of the regular season were kind of like an extension of the preseason, Bill Belichick. And you get your 12 games in. Is there a similar kind of feeling out thing for you? Like, are you still trying to see what you got here, what's working, or kind of still trying to figure out maybe totally what you got with your roster here?
Yeah, I think the personnel is so much different than last year, and we're trying to accomplish a few things with certain guys. We want Abreu and Casas to face lefties, but we have faced only 2 lefties out of 12 games, so you have to play Romy and Ref. That's how it works. Letting guys, hit against left-handed relievers. We've done it with Abreu and Casas. We let Ref and Romy hit against righties yesterday just to see what kind of matchups we can create late in games. The bullpen is always kind of like, a work in progress. You guys know we use Witt as a multi-inning weapon. Well, who's going to step up the days he's not in the bullpen, right? And it takes time, but I truly believe that this is a good baseball team, very athletic. Defensively, I know we have struggled here at home, but we are a lot better than that. Jarren Duran is a Gold Glover. Abreu, of course, is awesome. Rafaela, you saw that play he made. Alex, he made an error, but if you look at his numbers, his range is off the chart. So we will play defense, but it takes time. It takes time, and you want to win games. But as a manager, I'm learning about the group, and hopefully, sooner rather than later, we get going and we start, winning games more often.
Red Sox manager Alex Cora joining us on WEEI Afternoons. And one of those inconsistencies has obviously been the lineup. There's days where it's like you look like the lineup that we think it's going to be. There's other days where 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. The one thing I've looked at, and I wonder what your opinion is, strikeouts. There's been some games with high 11, 13 strikeouts. Does that concern you? Are you worried about how many times this team strikes out? How do you look at that?
I hate strikeouts, but sometimes it's part of your DNA, right? Obviously, when Jarren strikes out 3 times and Rafi strikes out 3 times, it's going to be a big strikeout day for the opposition. But what I look at is, are we swinging at strikes, right? And we are. I think we're like top 3 in the league, swinging at pitches in the hardest zone, which is very important. Are we swinging and missing the strike zone too much? Yes, we are. But I truly believe with time, that's something we're going to get better at. The guys are making adjustments little by little. And this team is going to hit. We all know that. We got a lot of options and guys that I think they have made progress. Abreu, for example, driving the ball the other way. Casas is doing the same thing. And when all clicks, it's fun to watch. We saw it against the Cardinals. We haven't seen it against the Jays.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of souvenir balls and a half dozen dents in the wall out there that'll say that you guys know how to hit, and it's going to happen as well. But on the pitching side as well, so far Walker hasn't really gotten going yet, and obviously he displayed that he still can find that form at the end of last season against the Yankees, which we have as Red Sox fans loved. and as far as Tanner goes too, he hasn't really quite gotten going yet, and he's had a hard time against lefties as well. So what do you think it's going to take, respectively, for those guys to find their gear?
I think we walk is strike one. That's very important, and that's with everybody. Even with Garrett yesterday, he was erratic with the first pitch. When you're not ahead in the count, you're not going to punch tickets, right? They're going to put good at-bats. With Tanner, kind of like create space for him. He got the slider, the split, the sinker. Can we use the four-seamer in certain at-bats to create space for him, create room for swing and misses or miss hits? And that's something we're working on. He did a good job last year, as we know, and we expect the same thing.
Alex, just Kristian Campbell playing different positions, center field, second base. Just you, that's something that you are, that you want to continue to do. Just so, how would you kind of just grade him so far defensively in those positions?
Yeah, I think the outfield part of it is just the athlete running around. We were talking about putting him in left field. Whoever came up with that idea, come on, Alex, don't think that. Don't overthink it. Center field is a lot easier, and our left fielder. He's one of the best, especially here in Fenway. Second base, the double plays, he's been amazing. And this is something that he picked up in spring training. He struggled early on, and now he's turning the double play real well. There's going to be plays that, the speed of the game at this level is a lot different than in the minor leagues, and he's going to be caught by surprise, or he's going to be trying to do more than he needs to. We saw it yesterday, right? He got that ball to the left. He has no chance to get the runner at first. He throws it away, they score. So our job is to walk him through plays, help him out. He learns quick. He does. And I think so far he's been solid. Offensively, he's really good. He's really good. He hits the ball hard. He controls the strike zone. Late decisions, too. Kind of like he goes, and stop. And he gets on base. And a good player. Glad that we signed him for a long period of time, and excited for the future.
So I was listening to our guy Will Fleming talk to you pregame show yesterday, asked you about the clubhouse, not the room, but the documentary.
That show.
Yes, that show. That's all the rage people are loving so far. And you said you're not watching it
till November.
Is that true, and why?
True. It's just, honestly, it feels awkward, kind of like, this is Alex's episode. Let's watch it. I'm like, I know what I said.
You got to watch out. The guy that's the manager in this show, man. What?
Yeah. So. And honestly, it's not – I'd rather watch it after the season. I don't want to get caught up in the whole thing. We can sound cliche. Let's stay on the present, Yep. But no, it's just something about feeling uncomfortable watching it that I don't want to do it now. I'll do it back home with the family. They'll watch it before. But, that was a promise I made to myself, and I'm going to keep it.
So I got to tell you, I'm about a quarter of the way into it so far, and the one adjective that I would choose to describe it is human. It humanizes yourself, especially some of the other players as well. Obviously, we'll get into the Duran thing in a second, but just seeing the struggles everybody goes through. I made the mistake also of watching it with my 12 and 7-year-old, and I was like, all right, that's the fifth F word. It's very raw and real, but like you see just how much they overthink all the work that they put into it, how much they prepare, how much they let the game weigh on them as well. So getting a chance to see that intimate portrayal, how difficult is it, or how fulfilling is it for you to try to manage the emotional, personal side of these characters like Duran and especially Casas, who is just fascinating when you watch the show?
He is fascinating.
Is that the word you'd use?
Fascinating. Yes, fascinating. Yeah, he is.
Unique.
Yeah, he is. Something I take pride on. The one thing about this job, and I love every single day of it, if you're in last place or first place, I love putting this uniform on and come here to Fenway and work. Relationships matter. And at the end of the day, I love the fact that in 2018, I managed David Price, a guy that he was unique, right?
Yep.
People didn't like, quote unquote. And he will text me during the season, AC, how you doing? That matters, Porcello, Nate is pitching for the Rangers, and he's still watching the Red Sox, I think Mookie Betts made a comment a month ago. he's like, I watch every game. I watch the Red Sox. I love AC. That matters. And I stay in touch with those guys, and that's what I take out of all this thing. Like your window is 3.5 years, 4 years. For these players now.
Yeah.
It's not 8, 10 years like we used to have it. And for them to connect with me, I connect with them, and really care about each other. That weighs more than wins and losses at the end. Mm-hmm. Obviously, from April to October, W's count. We know that, but at the end, the off season, connected with them, knowing them, and obviously in Jarren's situation, just caring about him, it matters.
I'd love to just touch on that. I thought it was incredible. He came out and said what he said. You don't hear a lot of guys say that. It takes a lot of courage. Just how's that been received in the clubhouse? And do you think maybe him just saying that, getting it off his chest, is maybe unlocked something with him?
It unlocked something on him a few years ago, and this one is a bigger one, right? And like I said yesterday, he's saving lives. That's the most important thing, right? He's saving lives. And in the clubhouse, we all know who he is, how much he cares about our club. He's a leader, he's the one. I always said, come here early, don't miss it, because he might hit a single to left field and extend it to a double. He might hit a homer. He might strike out and snap, you never know. But we're very proud of him. We're very happy for him, happy for his family. They're helping, and I'm very proud.
Not to bring this just back to baseball, but any update on Bello and Giolito? Are they on the horizon?
Gio, he was supposed to start yesterday. It got snowed out, I guess. No snow in Boston. We're in Worcester. Hard to believe.
Right.
He's pitching tonight. Bello, his next one is on Friday. Liam Hendricks is going on a rehab assignment this weekend, so we're getting healthy.
So you got some troops on the way. We do need to let you know before you go. You do know you are undefeated after talking to us. 2-0.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
right.
Looks like
no problem. We win today. I'm not coming tomorrow. I promise you that.
All right,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Alex.